Thanks for agreeing to give feedback on this C3WP course that we're making. And I just made this quick video because I didn't know how familiar any of you are with Canvas. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through some of it. And so we were making this Canvas course for our I3 district launch. We didn't know how much of it we would be able to do face-to-face, what we'd have to do virtual. And so we were making the Canvas course for the asynchronous parts of what we thought might be a virtual launch. And then we decided, hey, this is a really good thing. We could continue making this course and just make a C3WP Canvas course. So just a little about Canvas. I'll share my screen and show you. So like we have made lots of courses. Here's the one that I would like for you to look at. I'll invite you to be a teacher, which means you can see what I see. So there's a teacher view and then a student view. You can hide things from students and open it up as you want them to see it. And of course, when I say students, I mean teachers who are working in the course, but we have several here that we've done. And this is the one that I'm going to ask you to look at and give feedback. So this is what I see when I come into the course. You can set a home page like for students so that when they come in to the course, they would see, like, for example, this is one that we're sort of playing around with. So they might see the logo. This is what they would see when they click on the course. So the logo, and they could click here to see a syllabus or just like a schedule. They could click here for a video to meet their facilitators and here for course modules. But the modules, this is what I would kind of like you to give the feedback on. So our C3WP district, our I3 district is going to do some asynchronous work in this course pre-launch. So we typically do a 4-day launch and we're only allowed to come into the district for 2 days. And we also don't know if maybe like some teachers will be absent because COVID is really flared up here. And so if you test positive, you have to quarantine for 14 days. And so even these parts of the course that we are going to do face-to-face, we felt like it would be good to go ahead and continue developing all of it in Canvas for teachers who might have to miss. And again, ultimately, we can sell this as PD. So one more quick thing about Canvas. So if I go back to this dashboard, I can copy this course. I can make as many sections of it as I want to. Like, for example, you'll see for my other program, I have 3 different sections of the course. One of them ran June 15th through June 22nd, and another one ran at a different time. And we have this one that's going on like right now. So you can, like if you sell it to several districts, they each have their own Canvas shell, or you could have a Canvas shell for elementary and then a separate one for secondary, or one for elementary, one for middle school, one for secondary. But the point is, once you've made it, you can just easily make a copy of it for different sections. So that's another really good thing. But let me just get right to it. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about possibilities for your site, because I know some of you asked to have access to this because you're thinking about doing it at your site. So one more quick logistics thing. So what we're going to have our teachers do is first meet the thinking partners. And so I've explained here what a thinking partner is. Some people will be doing it fully online. Some people will be, and even those people, we're going to try to Zoom with them some. And then when we sell it, it'll be, we hope to do hybrid with periodic Zoom meetings and then in-person classroom coaching. So districts might choose 3 different varieties of 3 different formats for the PD. And then here's the Flipgrid, and we've just started this. Not everyone at our site has put their video in, but we thought it would be a really nice touch to, like, if you're taking this totally online, or even asynchronous, like before you start this, you can meet your thinking partners, because they'll be seeing the teachers who do this course will be seeing those faces throughout the course. So like with us, different TCs are developing different modules. And so they'll see the face. And so we just thought it would be a nice touch to have them meet the facilitators. And then in Canvas, you can do a discussion forum. And so we've just asked people to introduce themselves. You also, like if you do this at your site, you need to have a couple of TCs who are assigned to just responding to people in the discussion forum. So you want the teachers to talk to one another, of course, but like, for example, if you go back to this one, let's see, let me just click on any one of these. So I had TCs who were, so if it looks like this, it's the discussion. If it looks like this, it's just a page of things for teachers to work through. But I'll just click on this and you can see there's lots and lots of discussion that has gone on. We encourage people to upload their picture. Not all of them do. But so for example, I pay Lee Mason to keep an eye on the discussion forum. And he talks to people. If he sees a question, he answers it. So that's something that you would probably want to do also. So back to the C3WP course, there's introductions. And then once you do this, you just click next. It's really easy navigation. And then this next page, we decided to infuse ours with lots and lots of videos. So our sort of controlling principle is whatever we would say if we were doing a face-to-face PD. So if we're standing in the school cafeteria doing a PD, the thing we would say to the teachers there is what we say in this video. And so here in this video, I'm giving an overview of C3WP, and then I'm asking them to view these videos just like we would. You know, this is what we typically do in our face-to-face launch. We have a couple of videos here about C3WP, and then we usually have some testimonials from teachers we've worked with the previous year. So we ask them to view those, take notes with a T-chart, what excites you and what are your questions, and then here's the research results for further reading, and then they, you know, respond. So, I mean, you'll go through this on your own. I'm not going to do each one of these, but again, anything that we would do in a face-to-face, we say it on a video, and then whatever we would have teachers do it in their notebooks or at their tables, they actually kind of do that in this course, and they post on a discussion forum. Or sometimes, so let me find one. Sometimes it's a jam board. So what are you thinking, feeling? You may feel like you've been drinking from a fire hydrant. So come here, put on a sticky note, and I've modeled here. Share your feelings, put your name, and then you save it, and then other people. So when teachers come on, they just grab a sticky note, and you might encourage them to do different colors. Always put your name and then your feelings there. So we've done some discussion, some Jamboard, if we just want to quick check the pulse, just like we would do, you know, in a face-to-face. And again, that was our controlling motivation, is to try to make it as personable as we say, like vocal cords and a beating heart. So put as much vocal cord and beating heart in it as you would in face-to-face. So this module is all about the foundational practices. I created a bunch of brand new C3WP materials for our pre-launch. Robert and Lucas did a really good job last summer of developing this foundational practices of the C3WP. And so here we have their slide presentation that they developed last year in Denver. And then one of our TCs did one just like it for secondary. So anywhere you would see these either explicitly referred to or the implicit theoretical underpinning. So for example, Catherine put this together and she just went through and she analyzed the secondary resources, and everywhere you see writer's notebook, there they are. And everywhere you see peer interaction, there they are. And then everywhere you see Atwoodian table, they say, I say is in these resources. Anywhere you see kernel essays. So, and then I did a module that, sorry. So I made a module where I, again, created new resources for, like this one is writer's notebooks and sentence frames. And so like here, in this video, I did it exactly like I would do in a face-to-face, and I talk and explain, and then I say, stop the video, go into the Padlet and write your would you rather. And then I explain some more, stop the video, go into the Padlet to share your response to this. Go to the Padlet to share your say mean matter. And I have an example here. So we use Padlet a lot, Flipgrid. So that's that module. And then just another quick thing. So after students, after teachers complete modules, so like when module 1 is over, you can just drag it down and put it at the bottom. And then you would see module 2. So like our pre-launch is modules 1 and 2. And then after that's over, I'll drag those to the bottom so that teachers can see the current thing. So this one is, so we tried to keep a consistency. So quick, really short time frame overview of the resource, and then the next, and the materials that go with it. And then the next page is always annotate the lesson sequence. So teachers go here and they make a copy of it, and then they can type their thoughts and feelings and questions over here. And then after they do that, they upload or they attach it to their discussion post. And so if you hit reply, you can answer these questions, and then you can attach your annotated copy of the lesson sequence here. So there's just all sorts of, things you can do here to get a lot of interaction. And then we just dive right into the lessons, and it's like a videoed lesson. So you take them through this first, the slide deck. I'll link the video here, but I'm not going to explain the whole thing because you're going to be kind of looking, you'll have plenty of time to peruse it yourself. But I did want to show you a couple more things. So like at the bottom, we have professional reading. So these are the professional readings that we do in C3WP. We're not finished. We're still working on transforming talk into text, the McCann book, and also They Say, I Say. But you can link these pages. So like if in a module, like let's say, here's one on writer's notebooks. Let's say you wanted to link this. You can keep all your professional reading in one module, but you can link this page if you want teachers to do that professional reading when they're doing writing into the day, you could like insert a link. You have to go on edit, but you could insert a link to that page. All you have to do is, I don't want to actually do it, but you hit links, and then all your pages come up. And I could find the one that says writer's notebooks, and I could click it, and then the link goes right here. And you could say something like, at this point, you know, do this professional reading and post it to the, typically we do a Padlet. So I'll show you an example of the way we did the professional reading. So if I click on that, oh, and while I'm right here, we're working on Let's Talk About Election 2020. We're going to give that to teachers because the election is in November. So we're going to share that with them at the launch, but we're not going to actually work through it with them. We don't have time. But those who think they want to, you know, have a go at that, it'll be here for them to do on their own time. So writer's notebooks, we'll just click on this one, learn more about writer's notebooks. Read the article as you read, jot important concepts. Here's the article linked right here. And then go to Padlet. And here are the directions, and you just click plus to make your, to do your response to the article. So that's a quick sort of like a video overview. And again, I really appreciate you looking at this and giving feedback. It's still a work in progress, so you might want to check back kind of frequently. I'm going to invite you as teachers, which means you can see what we see, because again, we're going to hide some modules from the teachers. We're only going to open up the modules as we want them to work through them, and then we'll put them at the bottom and they can still see them. Anything that they've already worked through, they can still see. But upcoming ones, we'll keep those hidden, and then you open them. You go in your settings and you make it visible when they're ready for it, like when you're ready for them to do it. So for example, like if you do the UST, which we're still working on a UST module, and then some teachers decide that their students need ranking evidence next, and we would open up ranking evidence. But other teachers in the room might decide that their students need organizing an argument next, so we would open up those two modules. Like whatever teachers say, whatever the UST says are their next steps, we open those two modules for them. So another upside is, even if you're doing face-to-face, having this available for the teachers to look back at is good. Sometimes this seems overwhelming to teachers, and they can say, well, you know, I was in the cafeteria when Brooke worked through this with us, but I still want to go back and look because there's some things I didn't quite get. And then the other thing is, a lot of times school districts will, they don't purchase this for all their teachers, or like in the I3 grant, they don't get it for everybody. You know, I mean, they can purchase some extra, like you could make it available to their science and history teachers if they wanted, is where I was going with this. The other thing, oh, I should show you this. So the other thing, this is really key, and I could see us doing something with this in National Writing Project. If you put your course in it's called the Creative Commons. So like we could add this course to the Commons, and that's the part that like anybody who has a Canvas account, and this is free, Canvas is free. You can, any other site could import it from the Commons. So again, if we publish this to Creative Commons, any other writing project site could import it to their own course, and then they can modify it to make it their own. So I could see, like, maybe if the National Writing Project C3WP leadership team made a shell, like we could, you know, divide and conquer, make the modules, take out any local references, and then any site could import it and then go through and make it their own. So that's a plus too. So I've kind of gone on too long. I'm going to now invite you. So look for an email, and it will say something like you're invited to the SMWP C3WP Canvas course. I'm not sure what it will say, but just follow the directions, and then you have access to the course. So I look forward to hearing your thoughts about this. Oh, one more, I keep saying one more thing. So one more thing. So like when we invite teachers to this, they'll get the email and they'll also get a video walking them through how to navigate the course, because sometimes it can seem overwhelming. So just kind of like what I just did with you, except I wouldn't do that much with them. I would say, here's what your course will look like when you accept your invitation, and here's how you navigate, here's how you do next, here's how you attach a document to your discussion forum, here's how you reply to somebody else in the discussion forum. So teachers get the email link to join the course, and then they get like a welcome video that welcomes them to the course and tells them how to navigate it. So be looking for your invitation. And I'm really so grateful that you have agreed to look at this and give feedback.